Hi everyone, so today's summer lesson is on area and perimeter of some basic figures. But let's just look at the difference between area of a figure and perimeter of a figure. So area, if we look at these figures to the left, is everything that is on the inside of a figure. It fills it up, covers it. If I were going to wrap it like a present, I would cover the whole side of it. Area is usually always measured in square units. So like if I'm carpeting the floor, I'm going to be covering the floor's area. If I'm painting the wall, I'd be covering the wall's area. Same with a circle. And circle's area would still be in square units. Perimeter, though, if we look at the figures on the right, those are all the sides added up. So it's actually just a length. It's something I could measure with a ruler. So if I told you this was 2, this was 5, and this was 7, well, then I would add up all the sides. So that's 2 and 7, which is 9. 9 plus 5, which is 14. So the perimeter would be 14. And if these were in centimeters, so centimeters, then the perimeter would be 14 centimeters. Now, if I said that the area over here was 40, it would be 40 centimeters squared. It would be square units, so it would be 40 centimeters squared. All right, so we're going to talk about 4 figures, okay? First, a triangle, okay? So if I want to find the perimeter of a triangle, first of all, can look like that. That's called a right triangle. That box in it is telling me that it is a right angle, and those legs are perpendicular. I can have a triangle that looks like this, okay? And I could even have an obtuse triangle, something that looks like this. Okay, so those are all triangles. But if I wanted to find the perimeter, and I'm going to just give all the sides lengths A, B, and C. So A, B, and C. All I would do, I would add up all the sides. So in this case, I'd be A plus B plus C. It's not really a formula. You just have to know that perimeter means add up all the sides. All right, but area of a triangle is different. If I was talking about the area, I want to cover everything inside. So you may be familiar with the formula. Area equals base times height over 2. Some teachers might have said it as 1/2 the base times the height. These mean the exact same thing. But we have to recognize what a height is. So the height of a triangle is a perpendicular. There's me using that perpendicular symbol. It's a perpendicular segment inside or part of the triangle. So, for example, in this triangle, this right here is the height. In a right triangle, it's actually like this could be considered the height. Even this side could be considered the height. It's a perpendicular segment. In this obtuse triangle, the height is actually going to go across like this and be perpendicular. So if I wanted to find the area, I'm going to look at this triangle right here with a base of, say, 10 and a height of 5. We would do 5 times 10 over 2. Remember, it's easier if we simplify before we multiply. So I'm going to simplify the 2 into the 10 5 times, and I would get 25. But because we're talking about area, I would say 25 units squared. All right, so there's your triangle. Now, a rectangle. Okay, so a rectangle is a 4-sided figure, and it has a length and width, okay? So if I want to find the area of a rectangle, again, everything inside the figure, I would be doing area equals length times width, okay? Now, the perimeter, if I think about it, is all the sides added up. So opposite sides of a rectangle are actually equal. So I'm going to give them, I'm going to say that this is L and this is W. So if I were going to find the perimeter, I'd add up all the sides. That would actually give me 2L plus 2W, which is a very helpful formula actually for rectangles. Now, you might be saying, wait a second, a square is just a rectangle. Well, a square is a really special rectangle. It has 4 equal sides and 4 right angles, okay? So the rectangle's sides are not equal. Opposite sides are equal, but so you can also help yourself if you remember some formulas that relate to squares. So the area of a square, if I say that the square has a side of S, would be S times S, which is S squared. And if I think about it for perimeter, we add up all the sides. If all the sides are the same and they're S, then the perimeter would be 4S. Now, you don't necessarily have to remember these. You can always revert back to what a rectangle. But I'm going to show you some formulas this year where these are actually much easier for you. And so when anything's easier and I can do them quickly, we really would love to try and get them started, which is why I'm having you review these formulas this summer. All right, last one, a circle, okay? So area of a circle is going to be everything inside the circle. But you have to know something. There is a really important segment within the circle. So if I go to the center of a circle and I put a dot, I'm going to call this circle R. If I draw a line from that center to the circle, that's called a radius, okay? A radius. A radius is a segment that goes from the center to the circle. And it can be drawn anywhere I want in a circle, as long as it's coming from the center. And the thing you need to know is all radiuses are congruent of the same circle. Okay, so if I want to find the area of a circle, then the formula is pi r squared. Now, I'm hoping that you know a little bit about pi. Pi is an irrational number that approximates to about 3.14. And we're going to talk about that this year in class. Now, the perimeter of a circle, we actually don't call it perimeter. We gave it its own name, okay? We gave it its own C name for circle. It's called the circumference. So when we're talking about the perimeter of a circle, instead of using the word perimeter, we're going to use the circumference. And the circumference formula for a circle is 2 pi r. 2 pi times radius. All right, so if I want to find the area and circumference of a circle in terms of pi means we're going to leave pi in our answer, and it has a radius of 12, we're going to do A equals pi times 12 squared. Okay, 12 squared is 144, so my area would be 144 pi units squared. I'm actually going to put that in parentheses so I know it's the whole thing being units squared. All right, now we want the circumference. So the circumference is 2 pi r, so 2 pi times 12, which is going to give me 24 pi. And those answers are both in terms of pi. All right, guys, so I am going to be giving candy to those of you that on the first day of school remember these 4 formulas and can recite them quickly. The fastest person gets a candy bar. Okay, talk to you later. Bye-bye.